ഹലോ ഫ്രണ്ട്സ്, വെൽക്കം ബാക്ക് ടു ലേൺ ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് മാസ്റ്റർ. വരാനിരിക്കുന്ന SSLC പരീക്ഷയിൽ തീർച്ചയായും സ്കോർ ചെയ്യാവുന്ന ക്യാരക്ടർ സ്കെച്ചാണ് ഇന്ന് നമ്മുടെ വിഷയം. അഡ്വഞ്ചേഴ്സ് ഇൻ എ ബാനിയൻ ട്രീ എന്ന പാഠഭാഗത്തിലെ ബോയിയുടെ ക്യാരക്ടർ, ദ ബോയ്. ബോയ് ഇൻ ദ സ്റ്റോറി അഡ്വഞ്ചേഴ്സ് ഇൻ എ ബാനിയൻ ട്രീ ഈസ് എ ടിപ്പിക്കൽ ക്യാരക്ടർ. He is in fact the protagonist, and we look at the events of the story from his point of view. More than anything else, the boy is a lover of nature. The banyan tree, the figs, and the birds around him makes him very happy and enjoyable. He is such a nature lover that the animals never worrying him. That is why he watched the fight between the cock and the mongoose from top. He is a good reader and put up a platform on the tree to rest and read. The boy is so kind and never does he carry catapult or air gun to attack them. He loves and respects elders, and this is clear in his dealings with his grandfather. Next character, grandfather, from the chapter Adventures in a Banyan Tree. The grandfather is a typical character in the story Adventures in a Banyan Tree. He is the head of the family and 65 years old, but age has never weakened him. He is very energetic and spirited. Even at his age, he dreams of climbing the banyan tree, and grandmother discourages him. He loves his grandson very much. The grandfather is intelligent and allows the mongoose to live in the garden and thus keep away snakes. He does not tame the mongoose because he knows that if domesticated it would lose its vigor. Like the grandson, the grandfather too is a lover of nature. That's all. അടുത്തതായി നമ്മൾ നോക്കുന്നത് ദ സ്നേക്ക് ആൻഡ് മിറർ എന്ന പാഠഭാഗത്തിലെ Homeopathic doctor. The homeopath doctor is the protagonist of the story The Snake and the Mirror by the renowned Malayalam writer Vaikam Muhammad Bashir. The story is a humorous account of the doctor's encounter with a cobra. He is a young and unmarried doctor recently set up his medical practice, and therefore his income is very meager. He is staying alone in a rented house, and there are lots of rats to share the room with him. He is very beauty conscious and often lives in the world of dreams. He believes that he was more acceptance in the society as he is a young, handsome bachelor and a doctor by profession. He seems that he wants to be rich by a shortcut way. He wants to marry a rich young woman doctor having a good medical practice. His humor sense is revealed when he says that he wants to marry a fat lady for a valid reason. The reason is that he should not be able to chase and catch him if he did some silly mistakes and needed to run away. One night, as usual, when he was in a flight of fancy, sitting in front of the mirror in his room, a big cobra slithered upon him and coiled on his left arm. Despite he had to sit like a stone image in fright, He did not lose his presence of mind. In the helpless situation, he could not but rely on the mercy of God, and he pathetically ascribed the words, "O God," on the walls of his heart, though he had not been that much religious till then. Seeing its image in the mirror, the snake left him and moved towards it, leaving him. He jumped out of the room and ran for his life until he reached his friends. The doctor is a jovial person having a good circle of friends. He likes killing times with them, smoking beedies, discussing various topics, and telling stories. The snake story is one of such stories. Next character, Mr. John from the chapter The Best Investment I Ever Made by A.J. Cronin. Mr. John is the protagonist of The Antidote, The Best Investment I Ever Made by A.J. Cronin. Mr. John was a man in his early 40s. He was rather short in build, with a fair complexion and clear blue eyes. His thin hair had begun to recede from his forehead. His suit, tie, and rimless spectacles gave serious position and a reserved disposition. He was a man with a past. When his parents were dead, an uncle found him a position as a clerk in a London lawyer's office. Utterly friendless, he fell in bad company, eager to taste pleasure. He began to bet on horses. It was far beyond his means. Within no time, he lost all his savings. He pledged his belongings, owed a disastrous amount. To recoup these losses, he took a sum of money from the office safe for a final gamble. This attempt too failed. Despair, he shut himself in his room and turned on the gas. The timely interventions of the landlady, the surgeon, and the doctor brought him back to life. This incident was eye-opener to him. Now, besides being a lawyer, he is the director of a charitable organization. The organization is devoted to care of boys and girls, mostly from city slums. The doctor gave him a new life, and in turn he gives the same to thousands. പ്രിയപ്പെട്ട കൂട്ടുകാരെ, ഈ വീഡിയോ ലെസൺ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടെങ്കിൽ തീർച്ചയായും നിങ്ങളുടെ വിലയേറിയ അഭിപ്രായങ്ങൾ കമൻറ്റ് ബോക്സിൽ രേഖപ്പെടുത്തുക. കൂടാതെ നിങ്ങളുടെ സുഹൃത്തുക്കൾക്ക് പങ്കുവയ്ക്കുക. വീണ്ടും പുതിയൊരു വീഡിയോ ലെസണുമായി കാണാം. അതുവരെ ഗുഡ് ബൈ.